Assalamu alaikum, fam. Hope you're doing well. So we're continuing our reading of the Jehovah's Witness version of the Bible. We are in Joshua 11, picking up on verse 13. It was only all the cities standing on their own mounds that Israel did not burn, except that Joshua did burn Hazor by itself. And all the spoil of these cities and the domestic animals the sons of Israel plundered for themselves. It was only all humankind that they struck with the edge of the sword, until they had annihilated them. They did not let anyone that breathed remain. Just as Jehovah had commanded Moses his servant, so Moses commanded Joshua, and so Joshua did. He did not move a word from all that Jehovah had commanded Moses. And Joshua proceeded to take all this land, the mountainous region, and all the Negeb, and all the land of Goshen, and the Shephelah, and the Arba, and the mountainous region of Israel, and its Shephelah, from Mount Halak, which goes up to Seir, and as far as Baal-gad, in the valley plain of Lebanon, at the base of Mount Hermon. And he captured all their kings, and went striking them, and putting them to death. Many days it was that Joshua waged war with all these kings. There proved to be no city that made peace with the sons of Israel. But the Hivites inhabiting Gibeon, all the others they took by war. For it proved to be Jehovah's course to let their hearts become stubborn, so as to declare war against Israel, in order that he might devote them to destruction, that they might come to have no favorable consideration, but in order that he might annihilate them, just as Jehovah had commanded Moses. Furthermore, at that particular time, Joshua went and cut off the Anakim from the mountainous region, from Hebron, from Debir, from Anab, and from all the mountainous region of Judah, and from all the mountainous region of Israel. Along with their cities, Joshua devoted them to destruction. No Anakim were left in the land of the sons of Israel. It was only in Gaza, in Gath, and Ashdod that they remained. So Joshua took all the land according to all that Jehovah had promised Moses. And Joshua then gave it as an inheritance to Israel by their shares, according to their tribes. And the land had no disturbance from war. Okay, now we're in chapter 12. Now these are the kings of the land whom the sons of Israel defeated, and whose land they then took possession of on the side of the Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from the torrent valley of Aaron up to the mount of Hermon, and all of the Arabah toward the sunrise. Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, ruling from Aroer, which was on the bank of the torrent valley of Arnon, in the middle of the torrent valley, and half of Gilead, as far as Jabbok, the torrent valley, the boundary of the sons of Ammon, and the Arba, as far as the sea of Chinnereth, toward the east, and as far as the sea of the Arabah, the salt sea, to the east in the direction of Beth Jeshimoth, and toward the south under the slopes of Pisgah, and the territory of Og, the king of Bashan, of what was left over of the Rephaim, who dwelt in Ashtaroth and Edrei, and who ruled in the Mount Hermon, and in, let's see what it says, and in Seka, and in Bashan, as far as the boundary of the Geshurites, and the Maacathites, and half of Gilead, to the territory of Sihon, the king of Heshbon. It was Moses, the servant of Jehovah, and the sons of Israel who defeated them, after which Moses, the servant of Jehovah, gave it as a holding to the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the half of the tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the land whom Joshua, the son of Israel, defeated. And so Joshua, the son of Israel, defeated. And the side of the Jordan toward the west, from Baal-gad in the valley plain of Lebanon, and as far as Mount Halak, which goes up to Seir, after which Joshua gave it to the tribe of Israel as a holding by their shares. And in the mountainous region, and in the Shephelah, and in the Arba, and on the slopes, and in the wilderness, and in Negeb, the Hittites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The king of Jericho won the king of Ai which was besides Bethel, 1 the king of Jerusalem, 1 the king Hebron, 1 the king of Jarmuth, 1 the king of Lachish, 1 the king of Eglon, 1 of the king of Gezer, 1 the king of Debir, 1 the king of Geder, 1 the king of Hormah, 1 the king of Arad, 1 the king of Libnah, 1 the king of Abdullam, 1 the king of Makkedah, 1 the king of Bethel, 1 the king of Tappuah, 1 the king of Hepher, 1 the king of Aphek, 1 and the king of Lashar, 1 the king of Madon, 1 the king of Hazard, 1 the king of Shimron, that's actually one word, Shimron Meron, 1 the king of Achshaph, 1 the king of Taknach, 1 the king of Megiddo, 1 the king of Kadesh, 1 the king of Jokanem in Carmel, 1 the king of Dor on the mountain ridge of Dor, 1 the king of Goim in Gilgal, 1 the king of Tirzah, 1 all the kings being 31. Okay, so we have 31 kings. I'll write that down. Okay, now we're in 13. Now Joshua was old, being advanced in years. So Jehovah said to him, You yourself have grown old and have advanced in years, and to a very great extent the land yet remains to be taken in possession. This is the land yet remaining, all the regions and Philistines, and all the Geshurites, from the branch of the Nile, this is in front of Egypt, and up to the border of Elkron to the north. It used to be reckoned as belonging to the Canaanites, 5 axis lords, of the Philistines, the Gazites, and the Ashodites, the Achelonites, the Gedites, and the Ekronites, and the Avim. To the south, all the land of the Canaanites, and Mehrah, which belongs to the Sidonians, as far as Ephek, as far as the border of the Amorites, and the land of Gebalites, and all of Lebanon toward the rising of the sun from Baalgad, at the base of Mount Hermon, as far as to the entering in of Hamath. All the inhabitants of the mountainous region from Lebanon to Misrephothmaim, all these Sidonians, I myself shall dispossess them from before the sons of Israel. Only make it fall to Israel as an inheritance, just as I have commanded you. And now a proportion to the land as an inheritance to the 9 tribes, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. With the other half-tribe, the Reubenites and the Gadites took their inheritance that Moses gave them on the side of the Jordan, toward the east, just as Moses, the servant of Jehovah, had given them. From Aroer, which is on the bank of the torrent valley of Arnon, and the city that is in the middle of the torrent valley, and all the tableland of Medeba, as far as Dibon, and all the cities of Sihon, the king of Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, up to the border of the sons of Ammon, and the Gilead, and the territory of the Geshurites, and the Maacathites, and the mount of Hermon, and the Bashan, as far as Salekah, all the royal realm of Og in Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth, and in the Edrei. He it was who remained of what was left of the Rephaim, and Moses when striking them and dispossessing them. Okay, so here, even Moses did some battles, they contend. And the sons of Israel did not dispossess the Geshurites and the Maacathites, but Geshur and Maacath kept dwelling in the midst of Israel down to this day. It was only to the tribe of the Levites that he did not give an inheritance. The offering made by fire of Jehovah, the God of Israel, are their inheritance just as he promised them. Then Moses made a gift to the tribe of the sons of Reuben by their families, and the territory came to be theirs from Aroer, which is on the bank of the torrent valley of Arnon, and the city that is in the middle of the torrent valley, and the tableland by Meba. So here, land is being given. Heshbon and all its towns that are on the tableland, Dibon and Bahmothbal and Bethbal Ammeon, and Jahaz and Kedemoth, and Mephaath, and Kiriathaim, and Sibmah, and Zereth Shahar, in the mountain of the low plain, and Bethpheor, and the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth-jeshimoth, and all the cities of the tableland, and the royal realm of Sihon, the king of Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, and whom Moses struck, together with the chieftains of Midian, Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Ribah, the dukes of Sihon, who were dwelling in the land, and Balaam the son of Beor, the diviner was one whom the sons of Israel killed with the sword along with their slain ones. And the boundary of the sons of Reuben came to be the Jordan, and this is the territory was the inheritance of the sons of Reuben, by their families with the cities and their settlements. Furthermore, Moses made a gift to the tribe of Gad, the son of Gad, by their families, and their territory came to be Jazer and all the cities of Gilead, and half of the land of the sons of Ammon as far as Aroner, which is in front of Rabbah, and from Heshbon to Ramath Mizpeh and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the border of Debir, and in the low plain of Bethraham and Beth-nimrah and Succoth and Zaphion, the rest of the royal realm of Sihon the king of Heshbon, the Jordan being the border as far as the extremity of the sea of Chinnereth, on the side of the Jordan towards the east. This was the inheritance of the sons. So notice how Moses is dispersing land after a conquest. Sons of Gad, by their families with the cities and their settlements. This is quite interesting. Further, Moses made a gift to the half-tribe of Manasseh, and it came to be that of the half-tribe of the sons of Manasseh by their families, and their territory came to be from Mahanaim of all Bashan and royal realm of Og, the king of Bashan, and all the 10 villages of Jair that are in Bashan, 60 towns, and half of Gilad, and Ashtaroth, and Edrei, the cities of the royal realm of Og in Bashan, when the sons of Machir, the sons of Manasseh, to half of the sons of Machir by their families. These were what Moses caused them to inherit, on the desert plains of Moab, on the side of the Jordan at Jericho towards the east. And to the tribe of the Levites, Moses did not give them inheritance. Jehovah, the God of Israel, is their inheritance, just as he had promised them. Okay, so the Levites left out of inheritance. They inherit the religion. Okay, interesting. Learned a lot.